mean, they caught them. I mean,
Mhm.
you trace the signal back, you morons. Like, if you think you're gonna be slick about something, be a lot better about that.
Right.
But I'm glad they caught them. But what a what a dumbass move. And why are you trying to watch people take shits?
Do what it takes to make you
What's the show called? Mindset or something?
Mindset. It's called
Minecraft?
Manifest.
Manifest. I know it started with an M.
So anyone who has not heard of Manifest, this show is really good. It's weird. Like, it's totally weird. So it's on Netflix. I stumbled across it totally randomly. Apparently it has 2 seasons. And I think it came out in 2019, 2020. I don't really know. It's not that new, but it's evidently trending. So
Right, but just
so
explain like the plot. You
so
don't give away nothing.
I'm not giving it away. Basically, these people get on a flight, and this is all things you can see in the trailer. These people get on a flight, and then all of a sudden they're going to land, and they see there's like a whole bunch of ambulances and, cop cars and all this stuff. And the brother and sister, and then his son, are standing there and they're talking, and they're like, "Is this normal?" She said, "Is this normal?" And he said, "No, something's going on." And so she pipes up and she's like, "There are sick people here. Like, what are you doing? Why are we here?" And this man speaks up and he says, "Ma'am, we are trying to figure things out. You guys boarded a flight in Jamaica, Montego Bay, on April 7th, 2013. Today is November 4th, 2018. So
Yeah,
they
that's wild.
missed 5 years of time.
But
But
for
for
them, it was like a
them, it
day.
was just one day's flight.
Yeah.
So they have to come back. All of these people that were passengers on this flight have to come back and adjust to life 5 years later. So, like, this little boy that's there, he was a twin. He comes back and his sister's 16. He's still 11. Like, it's just mind
Yeah,
blowing.
it's
This
crazy.
shows. So I started watching. I watched half the pilot before he came in and started watching.
And that's
then,
on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says there's 3 seasons.
There's 3 seasons. Only 2 are on Netflix right now.
Yeah. Because it was an NBC show. NBC canceled it after the season 3 finale. But they're looking for like a new home.
It better not end on some
To try
stupid
and-
cliffhanger because I'll be so pissed.
Yeah, they're trying to look for a new network to air it on.
Oh, so it was not a Netflix show to start. Okay, so I lied to everyone. It was a
Yeah.
show.
It
So
was on
maybe
NBC.
everyone else already knows about this show, but it's just now popular on Netflix according to my suggested
Yeah.
shows.
But that's a lot of shows, though. A lot of shows start to pick up once they get put on Netflix.
Yeah, pretty
And then
much.
people start to watch it more. And that's what happened with like Gossip Girl and Gilmore Girls.
Yep.
Schitt's Creek.
Friends when it was on there.
Friends. People watch Friends more.
Well, Schitt's Creek was always on Netflix,
Oh, was it?
I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just one of those shows that it says cancel series continues to top Netflix. Yeah, once you get put on Netflix, that really shows how good your show is,
Right.
I think.
So that's like the gist of it. These people are on a flight and then they're deplaning and they find out they've missed 5 years of life. So they're all going back to lives that they have nothing to do with anymore. For them, it's been.
But I think something happens to them that they, like someone said, like they're pure. Like the dude said, like, oh, you're pure, I'm gonna come back like you.
Yeah.
You know, like something happens, so maybe they're not really alive.
They're in some trippy alternate universe.
But no, they came back to the regular universe, but like only certain people can see that. I don't know what it is.
No.
But because there's a reason why they're back and they're helping people.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's why
That's the weird thing.
they think it's like a miracle.
Right.
They're called. They all have the calling, is what they keep saying.
Yeah.
And the one thing is, like, in the airport before they leave, the mom/grandmother, she's talking to sister, and she's like, I think you should marry so
Mm-hmm.
and so, because she was sitting on a proposal waiting to
Right.
answer. And she was like, and she quotes, I don't see, this is where my Bible knowledge fails me, but it was, it was verse 8:28. And so it's like, all things will come together for your good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it's verse whatever 8:28,
Mm-hmm.
and the flight is 8:28. Things happen
Yeah,
at
yeah.
8:28 a.m., 8:28 p.m.
Yeah.
They set dogs free at a gate that was, the address was 8:28. Like, everything is surrounding those numbers.
Mm.
So something's trippy. I can't wait to watch again later. And
Yeah, it is crazy.
it's very
I
good.
know we talked about it a little bit last night, but what would you do
If I came back,
if you came back and it was 5 years later?
if you were with someone, I would not be okay.
And that's the
But
only thing, though. Like, looking past that, because I probably wouldn't be.
yeah, because that was the big thing with them, was like the
Mhm.
marriages and stuff, and then like
Yeah.
the engagements. Like, they're all with someone else because they thought their family was dead.
Well, I told you I wouldn't be married again.
Yeah, so you
I'd
can
probably just be
just
doing,
get
doing
rid of
my
your
thing.
get rid of your hose, and I'll come back to you. I'll look the same, so that's nice. You could age a little bit, but I doubt you will. And then, you'll just be like, oh, look, she's still so young and beautiful. So, like, that's all good. With my family, it would be weird. Because, like, say I left today,
Mm-hmm.
came back tomorrow, and it was 5 years.
Yeah.
My dad would be in his 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So would my mom.
But seeing the nieces and nephews.
They would be in their 20s.
Yeah, Nico would be
And
20.
yeah, so would CJ.
And CJ. That'd be wild.
Like, Kirsty would be 24. Kayla would be 25.
That's crazy to think about.
Like, all of these kids would have grown up and had these lives. I would miss high school for Lucas. All of it.
Yeah, and for you, it's only a day. But for them, it's 5 years. That's so weird. That would freak me out.
Right. And that's what they're all like. Like, when they kept saying, it's been 5 years, and they're like, no,
Well, it
for
was
me,
yesterday.
it's been, like, she's like,
We just got on this flight, and all of a sudden.
like, when she said, when Michaela said, she was like, he said something, he's like, it's been 5 years, and she goes, it's been 4 days for me.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't understanding what these people are going through except for each other,
Right.
which is why they're kind of drawn to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I'm sure during the show they're gonna see all the other people that were on
Yep.
the flight.
I
and
think
they're gonna find them.
that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Each episode is going to be them helping each other and
Mhm.
then seeing where it goes from there. But I don't know what else I would do. I mean, I would come back without a job. I would come back in the same state of health that I'm in, which would be weird.
Yeah, but they might have
New
a new technology. Like the
to
kid had
help
cancer.
me, and maybe I would be able to be cured of epilepsy.
Yeah,
Who
who knows?
knows?
Right.
So it'd be crazy to think that there would be so many changes,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. There might be a different president. There might be.
Well, 5 years, yeah.
Well, it just depends on re-elections and stuff, but still, like, there could be, there could have been a war. There could have been so many things can happen in 5 years. You
right.
never know.
Technology.
Technology. Geez, maybe there's a flying car I don't own yet.
Right.
Like, who knows? What if oh my God, what if Ziva wasn't around?
Mm.
Or what if she's 9 and old and gray and limping around?
No, I wouldn't
10.
have that.
She'd be almost 10. Oh, I would be so sad.
I know, it is a sad thing about.
You would have to have another puppy before then so that she can train them. That's still going to happen.
Yeah.
What if you had already fulfilled our dream of moving to Florida and I came home and you just weren't here?
That'd be crazy.
You would fly home because you would hear that the flight was found, and the people, just like all the people came and they're like, oh, that flight was found. Like, they're all here.
Yeah.
You would fly home to me, I would hope, but you would come find
Maybe.
me. Maybe. You would.
No, that's wild to think about.
I don't know.
I always like shows that make you think. You
Yeah,
know, I
last
thought
thing
it
you
was weird.
said this is gonna be this is one of those shows
It
that's just
was.
too weird, but then you sat there and kept
Well, again, like we
watching.
talked about last podcast, that's judgmental me. Let's just take me for
you
what I am.
you immediately said you weren't gonna watch it, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, I gotta watch another episode.
I know, and I was up till 1 a.m. watching it.
It's my bad.
Yeah, it was your bad.
Oh well,
But anyway,
it's a good show. Manifest. Find it on Netflix. Highly recommend. If you're not into super weird stuff, it's fine. It's still cool.
mhm.
Ben's not into super weird stuff. Pretty Little Liars was not his jam. He still
No, I watched it for a long time.
he watched it for a long time. He still thought it was
But
weird.
then it gets to a point where you're just like, okay, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
Same with Riverdale.
Yeah,
There's like aliens.
they just start making stuff up, and it gets
Yeah.
weird.
It's when they're grasping at straws. Like people want more, and the writers run out. They're like, oh
Right.
yeah, you're signed for more seasons. What are you gonna do with them?
Yeah. So, question.
Yeah.
Like, what do you? So we know that animals and pets can do things physically for you. You know, you have like rescue dogs. You have, what do they call those? The pets.
Yep. Anxiety.
What do they call it?
They're all
Like,
they're all oh my god, Ben, why do I have to run out of words when you do? Therapy dogs.
no, the ones you can
Yes.
take on planes and stuff. What do they call
It's
it?
a
Like,
therapy dog.
it's not called therapy dog. It's just like it makes you feel better.
It's your
Like emotion dog,
emotional support.
emotional support. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. You got those, but I found this article and it says, "Can dogs alter your brain?" And science says yes.
How so?
You know, listen to it.
Kinda.
Unconditional love, companionship, constant entertainment. Most of us dog lovers already know why life is better with them. But is that knowledge based on just a feeling in our hearts, or is there something else at work? There is science. Fossil reports neuropsychologists say getting a dog can actually change your brain. Specifically, the hormone oxytocin, which is involved in pair bonding and offspring nurturing. Dr. Marian Reisenberg explains that when you interact with a dog, your brain sends oxytocin to your body, triggering love feelings. And although these feelings are not permanent in the body, what causes your brain to change is the experience. Quote, an experience that shows us a different side of ourselves or gives us a different perspective on life or the world will change us. I would not say that the experience of falling in love with a pet makes us more kind or patient with other beings. However, being happier does. And dogs definitely make people happy and healthier. Time reports having a dog can decrease the risk of asthma. It has also been linked to lower blood pressure. And to top it off, a life with less stress and more active. No wonder why dog adoptions and sales have soared during the pandemic.
Oops.
Well, okay, so that's like not really science. That's like pulling from okay, everyone knows that when you're really happy and you're in love with something or someone, your oxytocin levels spike. That's just a thing. So like my oxytocin levels are higher every time you and I kiss, hug, anything. That's because or when I just
But I
looking at-
also think that it does give you that feeling like a parent gets with their
right,
kid.
that's what they're saying with the nurturing. It
Right.
grows
It gives
but
you something to
that's-
take care of.
right, but that's common with anything you have to take care of, but
I don't think so.
dogs are more reliant on you. Like you have to feed them, walk them, bathe them, take them out.
Right.
So that's
Because here's the
it's
thing
kind
with
of like a
dogs,
kid
and here's the thing with pets in general, is like it's up to you.
to make sure they survive.
Well, not just to make sure they survive, to have a life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you have a kid, at a certain point, they get to choose what they do
Yeah.
to create a life for themselves. But with a dog, it's up to you to give that dog a life
And to keep them alive.
and to keep them alive also, right?
keep them healthy, keep them safe.
But if it was up to them, they wouldn't survive. They
they would
probably,
survive.
I mean, they'd
'cause
probably find a
dogs
way.
can survive in the
Right.
wild, but No, it's definitely it makes you feel like a parent. I mean, I've never felt more like a mom than I do with Eva. Every time she's sick or hurt or anything, I'm a basket case. I mean, you know
Same.
that.
I've been up at 4 in the morning and had to clean her poop off her and stuff like that. Like
Putting her in the hospital
in
felt
the
like putting a
hospital.
baby in the hot. Like it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt my heart. I was
Of
like,
course.
and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not a kid. You don't know what that's like." Blah 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 blah.
It's the closest. It's
No,
probably the really
I
closest thing.
don't know what that's like, and that's
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate for me. So suck it, because my dog is my child, and everyone's like, "Well, dogs can be replaced." Well, yeah, but not in my heart. She's my baby. Like,
So can children.
okay, that's brutal. That's
Yeah,
rough.
but if we're saying that, we're saying dogs can be replaced.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can go out and buy one. It's not going to do the same thing into. Look at Paula. How much she talks about Zoe.
yeah.
She don't talk about Maisie or Izzy that way.
She brings up Izzy a lot, but
Yeah,
Zoe
no,
was
more
the
than
best dog
she.
that
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So don't say you can't say like, oh, this is replaceable. Because guess what? You can just have another kid.
unless you can't.
Unless you can't, well, you can adopt one.
Yeah, I guess I
You know what I
don't look
mean?
at that quite the same way, but you know,
I'm not
but I
saying
know
it's
what
the
you're
exact.
saying.
I'm not saying it's
It
exact
just sounds
same.
very brutal.
But if you're gonna throw that in my face,
Yeah,
I can throw that back at you. No, I'm not saying it's the exact same thing. I'm not that cruel,
okay, thank you.
you
But
know.
no, you're right.
But
But when people do say that, they're like, "Oh,
but
it's just a dog."
right,
It's not just a dog to me.
of course,
It's family. That's my. I literally went into debt for her because I wanted to make sure she survived her first week of life
right.
with me.
And it's probably just a dog when you already have a family and you have kids and stuff, and you have a pet.
When
You know what I
you're
mean? They're probably just a
starting
pet to you.
family.
But when you're starting out, it's just you and your husband, you and your wife, you and your significant other, whatever, and you have a pet. That pet means everything to both of y'all because that's the thing you have to take care of, and you're responsible for it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean,
And we've had to do things that aren't easy. You know,
yes.
with her putting her in the hospital 3 days in of getting her.
Yeah. We didn't, yeah. I
You
mean, she
know?
was stopped eating within a few days of having her. It was like, oh, cool. We got to enjoy her puppy phase for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Then we find out she's got a life threatening disease, and they have to take her away from us and put her in quarantine.
Yeah, that stuff's not easy. You know, but if it's other, people, I think that's something that people need to learn is don't put down other people's, I don't know, not feelings, but other people, whatever they go through.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't what a lot of people do is they compare.
Yeah.
Well, what I went through is harder than what you go through. I'm like, this ain't a competition, man.
Yours sucked. Mine sucked.
Yeah, they both suck. And depending on where you're at in life, that's what's going to make it.
Yeah.
You know, it either makes it a little bit easier for you, if you can afford it and you can pay those bills off and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit easier. You know? It brings ease to that part of your mind. But other than that, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think dogs changed my brain. Because they also give that unconditional love. You know, you got owners that can beat
It's
the
like
dog and they
people
still
that
go
people
back to them.
say, I mean, it's a very common quote. A dog is just a part of your life, but you are their whole life. And it's true.
Exactly.
I am everything to Ziva.
Right. It's like I was saying before. Because if it wasn't for us, she wouldn't be able to go to the park. She wouldn't be able to
But it's like
do certain things. She'd just be
she
walking
wants
around
us
wondering.
to
Right. And she wants us to do that
be
stuff.
there with her. She
Of
wants to
course.
play. She wants to lay down on the couch with me.
Right.
She wants me to cry
So
on
I'm saying
her.
she loves that couch, man. She
She gets more use out of my couch than I do.
daggone. And you didn't realize it until we tried to block her from the couch
I know.
from her leg when her leg was hurting, and you don't realize how much she loves that couch.
She wants to be comfortable.
It's so crazy.
I'm just waiting for the night. I mean, I know it's coming when she comes back to our bed. I
No, I
know
want to
it's
try and keep
coming.
her jumping that high. You know, because that's probably how she hurt her leg in the first place.
Probably that night with the stupid fitted sheet.
Yeah, she
probably
got
got
stuck.
herself all stuck in there. But that's when she loves my bed so much. She just likes to be on her bed. And when
Yeah.
I'm changing the sheets, she doesn't want to move. She looks at me like, excuse me, this is my bed.
Yeah.
I was sitting here, so if you could stop what you're doing, that'd be great. Thanks. But then I'm like, no, girl. And that's probably what happened. Her leg probably got caught up in there, and then she hopped down.
Yeah.
It's like, cool.
Yeah. So did you know they found a dolphin in Battery Park
What?
on Sunday? Yeah, it was washed up in the sand or something. It was like it says juvenile dolphin, so it was a young. It was a
Did
young
you hear
dolphin.
talking about you?
It was a young dolphin, and they found it. And luckily, you know, the people called it, and they had the fire department come out, and then they called like animal.
Well, how
Life.
did it get there? That water goes to the bay, or
I guess they always find their way doing something.
I
But
didn't
it's a
even think
juvenile,
of- I
so
didn't even
it got
think of
lost.
that.
It's like a little kid.
I don't know why I didn't even think of that water going to a bigger place. I was thinking it's just like a little
Oh no, it's
small body
definitely
of water, but
has.
it is. You're right. But no, that's crazy. A baby dolphin.
You know, so there's a teacher sentenced to prison after having sex with two students, and she claimed she had the right to do so.
Okay.
Okay, so
How old were these students?
17 and 18,
So I'm guessing they willingly did this.
and they both and they even told the court. They even said the crime doesn't fit the punishment. You know, she was facing up to 20 years, and she's getting 18 months. 18 months of jail and then 18 months of community service. But it's like you got boys, you know, and they have this law to protect not only kids, but like people that can't consent, people like mentally challenged or people with physical disabilities, something like that. You know, people that
Yes,
can't
but it's
like
also
physically.
kids' brains aren't fully developed until they're
Right, and that's
adults.
my problem. Because when I'm 16, 17, 18, what boys don't talk about like, oh, if I had a hot teacher, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Your teacher isn't grooming you. And this is why I hate this. When people talk about grooming. When I see if there's a 48, she's 48. 48-year-old teacher trying to do that with like a 10, 13-year-old, something like that, I call that grooming. But when you're a senior in high school, nah, man. You know what you're doing.
Yes. They both know what they're doing.
Of
And
course.
that's the problem. You know that it's not only irresponsible, it's illegal. It's what I've said about many things.
Yeah.
You knew it was the rule, you broke it, therefore you get the punishment. That's how it works.
Right. I'm
Whether
not saying
you
it's right, but I'm
whether you
trying to
feel
look on the other
it's-
side. Yeah.
And 18 months is not a lot of time for what's considered statutory rape, I assume. 18 is not rape, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I know, that's a legal adult age.
I know, but it all depends on the state too. It's in
But
Alabama,
also,
so I
if
don't know what
you're a
Alabama's.
teacher, if you're 18's, 18's an adult. I'm 99% sure that's everywhere.
Right.
But if you're a teacher and they're your student, that is not okay.
Right.
So that's where,
Mm-hmm.
whether they consented or not, still not okay. Like,
Yeah,
you know the rules. Wait till they graduate if you're that desperate for them.
that's true.
If that's
Yeah.
what you think, you're going to have some relationship with these people and you're all about it, then
Right.
wait till they graduate. Because if it's that worth going for, then... Because if all you're doing is looking for some hot young body, then go to a
Right.
bar.
Yeah.
Like, come on, pick up someone closer to
Right,
your
and
age.
she's old enough to say like.
She's old enough
and-
to say,
Right.
guys, come on.
And also, she's a woman. Women handle their urges way better than men do.
Yes.
And that's why there's a double standard.
Yes.
Is because if it was a man teacher with 2 girls, that's a different story.
Uh-huh.
You know? Um,
Which, in reality, it shouldn't be a different story. Even though
I think it should. I think it should because mentally and physically, with testosterone coming into play, men, like males, especially 17 and 18, you're willing to have sex with anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your hormones are at the top of its game. And those are 10 times higher than what a female's would be. You know?
I don't know
and
what
especially,
the statistics are on that.
Oh,
on the actual
I'm almost
science
positive.
of that.
Right. I'm almost positive though. You can look it up and it's going to be super high. Especially even if you had a 48-year-old male, his hormones and testosterone would still be a lot higher than what those females would be. So his urges can control his mind, and women don't understand this. Being a man, sometimes it's hard. Like when testosterone starts flowing and your hormones get built up, like it's hard to think critically, it's hard to think like morally. Like it takes a toll on you.
That's why so many men cheat on their wives.
That's exactly why. Because you can't think clearly. You know, it takes over a part of your brain where you would do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Oh, well.
You know what I mean? So, and those are things that I felt like growing up. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy what it does to you.
Yeah.
But when you get older, you can learn how to control it. But when it first starts hitting you and you don't know what to do with it,
Yeah.
you become a wild boy.
I know. We grew up in a generation of kids having sex with apple pies and stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're just whatever they
That's what I'm
can
saying.
do.
You're willing to do anything and everything.
I just think it's
But
a rule. It's a rule. It's a law. It's a law. You break it,
right.
you owe for it. Like, that's it.
Right. And I get it. It's protecting the kids. You know,
It's
because
protecting the
again,
kids.
you're 48. They're 17 and 18. You should know better. I mean, they should know better too. But
their brain
again,
is still
what
not
I
fully
just
developed.
right.
Their hormones are out of control.
And like
they
what I just said.
aren't thinking properly.
Right.
You're offering it to them
Mhm.
if that's the way that they're getting response.
Exactly.
You're putting something out there
Mm-hmm.
that tells them, hey, I want this.
Exactly.
So that's not okay.
Right. And especially when you're kind of fulfilling that fantasy.
Just,
They're willing to jump at that
I know.
opportunity, you know? But yeah. So there's that. There's a peeping Tom shot 3 times.
Why are we talking about all these rapists and
By
shit?
it's just the articles I found as quick as I could.
Well, why are you finding inappropriate articles?
It's just the ones that pop up.
Okay.
Sex sells.
Well, I don't appreciate it, but peeping Tom.
No, but this one I like because he got shot 3 times by the Texas girl's father. So yeah, girl was 10. The dude was touching himself outside her window.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And the mom and dad came out with their guns. The mom and dad. I was like, that's Texas right there. And
Texas forever.
And the dad was somewhere, but the mom held the man at gunpoint, but he took the gun away from her.
Okay.
He like grabbed her and wrestled the gun away from her, had it pointed on her. So the dad came out, boom, boom, boom.
Well,
3 to the waist.
shot his junk.
Probably. It just says waist, but that's what I'm guessing.
I'm assuming that's what they did.
I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to shoot to kill, but that's fine too.
Right. He's killing something else.
I'd probably kill here and then down here too. Just make sure, or down and then up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can't direct it. once you're pointed, you go boom, you shoot. You know, you don't go boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? This ain't tic tac toe.
You got time. Just be like, because once he's
You don't
shot,
got time to do that.
once
You
he's
got
shot in the dick, he's going down. Just finish the job after that.
yeah, that's
But
crazy. No, that's something I would definitely do. You know, you see someone doing something like that to your little girl, even if it was my wife, I want that. That's
mm-mm.
so disrespectful, man, and that's so gross.
Well, so I don't know if you remember this. A few, God, more than a few years ago, I keep forgetting how long it's been since I graduated college. Um, there was someone who had installed cameras
Oh, and Deltec.
in the University of Delaware bathrooms,
I think I did hear about that.
and there was one in particular in this one building.
Mm-hmm.
I used that bathroom all the time during that
Gross.
time. So I don't know who saw what during my years at
Yeah.
Delaware, but I was like, "Oh, that's lovely."
Yeah.
The only upside is the fact of, like, from what I heard of placement of the cameras, it was not, they weren't seeing my face.
Right.
So it's not like I'm gonna one day find myself on the internet and be like, "Oh my God, what do I do?" I mean, they caught them. I mean, you trace the signal back, you morons. Like, if you think you're gonna be slick about something, be a lot better about that.
Right.
But I'm glad they caught them. But I'm like, what a dumbass move. And why are you trying to watch people take shits? Because you know damn well that these girls are going in there and they don't
Blowing
just
it
have
up.
to pee.
Oh, that's
They gotta
gross.
change a tampon. They gotta do all
Again,
kinds
that's
of
a
stuff.
fetish. That's a fetish
People
thing.
are
That's
disgusting.
all they are.
People
Especially
are
dudes.
disgusting.
Yeah. But I'll tell you,
Ugh.
the one time I was doing security at Giant when I was younger, and a guy came up and flashed me,
Yum.
and I just sat there and laughed. I was like, "Oh shit," and I laughed, and then I thought it was hilarious. I was telling everyone, but then I had, because he just did it and then ran out.
I mean, that's illegal, but go ahead.
I know it's illegal, but there's nothing I can do,
Go
especially
on.
when you left the building. But so then I had a woman come up to me and just like in tears,
Because she got
like
flashed.
because she got flashed, and she told me what happened, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was sitting here laughing this whole time,
And he's sitting there showing his junk to everybody in
and
the
he
store.
showed her, and I've never felt so bad because she's like, I thought someone in her family died. That's how bad she was crying, and I was just like, "I'm so sorry this happened to you. Like, we're gonna find who it is." You know, so I went up to the front desk and called the police. And I gave a description and everything of what the guy looked like. So
It's like, I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it reminds me of New Girl when they had the flasher in the bar.
oh yeah, Nick
And
was just,
Nick
it was just like a regular
Nick
thing.
was like, "Come on, man, we already know what you're gonna do." And then
Yeah.
Schmidt's like, "We have a flasher," and he
Yeah.
like freaks
He's
out.
like, yeah, he just comes in.
He comes in every now and then.
No,
He's
and that's
just-
how I felt. Like, I didn't think anything of it. Like, he did it, and I was just like, oh, like, I was surprised, and I laughed at it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't anything like, dude, it was just a regular wiener. You know? I don't think it was big enough to be a penis. You know? So it was just, it was just funny.
So awful.
But then once I talked to her, like, it just made me feel really bad. Because I didn't know he was in the store that long.
Yeah,
I thought he just did it to me and then left.
yeah.
But
Like, hey, let me flash the security guard and run. Like,
yeah,
people are weird. There's some weird
a
people
little
out there.
bit. I don't know what.
Like, who does that? I just want to be naked under
don't
a
even
trench
know.
coat and go show everybody what I've got. Like, what desire comes through your head? Like,
You know what's weird? It wasn't even like a trench coat. It was like a long pea coat.
it's
One of those things.
kind of a trench coat, but yeah.
Oh, so I thought it was like a rich guy. I thought he's coming up to ask me a question, and he just pulls open his jacket. And you know what's funny? At first, I was looking in his jacket pockets. I was like, "What do you want me to?" Then I looked down. I was like, "Oh,
Lord.
that's how long it took. It took me like 2 seconds to notice. Sorry for another.
My God, Ben.
That's all the news is. So it's hard to like find like happy stuff.
It's so sad.
Well, a man collapsed at riding Spaceship Earth.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's his fault. It's not Disney's.
What happened? Did he have a heart condition or something?
Yes, heart condition, overweight, all the above.
Oh.
Everything. Diabetes, everything wrong with him. It was 94 degrees that day. He collapsed and later died. Yeah, he's 58. The first ride that him and his family rode, I'm not laughing.
That's
I'm
not funny.
I don't mean to do that. I did.
You
oh, shit.
just laughed at a man's
didn't mean
death.
No. I didn't mean to laugh.
Okay.
What I was laughing at, or not laughing, I thought it was wild that was the first ride they went on after getting there. And then that happens to this guy. And it sucks. You know? But then it just made me think, you know, after all we're going through now and everyone wants to pull up science about deaths and whatever, I looked up and the good old WHO has facts that there's 2.8 million people every single year that die from obesity.
Yikes.
Yeah. But yet, why isn't there's no outrage?
Nobody's mad about fat
nobody's
people.
Nobody's mad about it. I don't say fat people. I don't like that. But I think that bugs me the most is that there's no outrage over it. There's no one trying to really help it.
No, they make TV shows about it.
They make TV, yeah, they bring entertainment about it. But there's no like, oh, you don't care, you don't care about these people, blah blah blah. I'm like the whole mask thing, if I don't wear one, I'm a sucky person and I don't care about this person. Meanwhile, I spent a lot of my life training people to help them lose weight and get healthy.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I don't care?
Yeah.
And trust me, it's not for the money.
No,
So it's definitely not.
Not even close.
So what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, that's really sad though.
But every single year.
I know. It's just,
You know? This isn't just 1 year.
America's always been the most obese country.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure for the last several decades.
But it's not. It's still not. I think like Belgium or something is like the most obese.
Really?
It's not even. It's not even the U.S.
It's gotta be the waffles.
Belgian waffle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking. No, I was thinking something else.
What were you thinking of?
Because I said Belgium and you said waffles, so I was thinking Belgian waffles. But I was like, but it's Belgium, so it'd be Belgium waffles.
No, it's Belgian
But
waffles.
if you're from Belgium, you're
Belgian.
Belgian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You ruined my joke that was like perfectly delivered, and you didn't even like.
Well, it wasn't really a joke. It was more like a.
It was a little zinger,
A humdinger.
a little quip.
But yeah, that's all the articles I got. We
Well,
went through them pretty fast.
Well, there wasn't a lot to talk about. It was gross stuff and things not that.
I know. Well, that's just what the news is. It's hard to, find good stuff.
I know, it's impossible. It's annoying.
I know. You have to come up with it yourself. That's why I found the dolphin one. I thought that was cool.
But the dolphin almost died.
But it didn't.
I'm glad they
It was
saved
found and they kept like cold blankets on it and stuff, and
I still
because they can
can't
breathe
believe
out of
a
they can
guy
breathe out of water.
died on Spaceship Earth. Like, what if I got his seat next time I rode it? Or I mean, on
He
Space
didn't. No, he
Mountain.
didn't die in Disney. He collapsed.
And then
He didn't collapse and die right there.
Oh.
He collapsed and then later he died.
So he collapsed inside the ride, though.
I guess so. I don't. It doesn't say. It doesn't
So,
say
like,
if he was in
came
line.
out and like all of a sudden, like
It doesn't say if he was in line or what. But
on the ride, because that's terrifying. 'Cause that ride gets me. Like, that ride was my favorite ride forever. Laura and I got in line for that like 16 times in a row.
It's a good ride, but I wouldn't say it was
Um,
my favorite.
it used to be my favorite. It's not now,
Yeah.
but now I kind of hunker down and I'm afraid of like hitting my head on a track or like
I get that way on Space Mountain.
that's what I was talking about.
You said Spaceship Earth.
I corrected myself to Space Mountain because that's what you said, right?
No, Spaceship Earth.
Oh my god, that's even worse. That ride is like 5 miles an hour, if that.
That's not why he collapsed, though. He probably collapsed because of the heat and he's overweight.
Okay, I've been thinking
And he
about
had heart
Space Mountain
issues.
this entire time.
No, Spaceship Earth.
So Spaceship Earth, he's probably in line
That's
then.
what I'm saying. I was like, he probably collapsed in line because he was overheated because it said it was 94 degrees that day.
It's a steep incline, goes all the way to the top of that ball. That elevation change could have really just messed with him even
Yeah, I don't know
more.
if it was on the ride, though, because if it was on the ride, they would have said something about shutting down the ride.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Because that seems like a lot. That's happening a lot at Disney right now. There's a lot of rides that are shutting down, and people are getting to see it with the lights on. Like people got to see Pirates of the Caribbean with the lights on.
that had to be weird.
Yeah, I think
But
that would
why are
ruin
they
it.
shutting down? I don't understand.
I don't know, just probably like mechanical, technical issues. I
Mm.
don't know. I was watching Paging Mr. Morrow. He got stuck on Figment in the smelly section.
Oh, that would suck.
He's like, this is the worst place to get stuck. Well, it doesn't keep going off, so
Well,
it's,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's just funny.
I got stuck in Pirates of the Caribbean once, and it wasn't like it was just like the boats were stuck,
Mm-hmm.
and we were underneath the guy who sits on the bridge, and his dirty leg is swinging over top,
Yeah.
and they're singing yo ho.
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck there for 30 minutes listening to
I'd
that
rather do
song.
that than get stuck like we did. Was it me and you? They got stuck on top of Everest at the broken part of the track, and we were like up front, and then it got stuck.
I
Like
don't
they had to stop it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I hate that because that's too high for me.
Well, that's like
I can deal with it when it's part of the ride, but if you're just sitting there and then you're about to go down backwards,
That was literally my nightmare on Ferris wheels growing up.
no,
When they
stopping at
would-
the top.
When they would let people off and you'd be
Mhm.
stuck at the top. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Because you always have that person with you who's like leaning down to look. I'm like, sit still.
look straight
You
ahead.
don't need to look down. We'll be there soon.
Don't look down.
Don't look down. I ain't looking down. Anyway, I would be like, no, you can look outward like this. Don't move. I hated that. Hated it.
Yeah, I'm not a.
No, you might have been with the boys when that happened because I don't remember being stuck on that.
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember getting stuck at the top right there at the broken
Yeah,
part
the
of the
broken
track.
track. Yeah, that
And
would
it
suck.
stopped for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh no!"
You know where I
That's
would
the
hate to be
worst.
stuck?
Where?
Rock and roller coaster upside down.
Yeah, well, you'll probably never do that again.
No, I
so,
wouldn't. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad that
No.
we've reached that understanding about me and never doing that again. So really, really glad. that
Well,
you
it's
get
fine. I
that.
didn't know you were gonna do all that.
I didn't know I was either.
Yeah.
So now we know, and we can move on.
Well, God got me back for that after the ride. So
yes,
that's all.
he did. He said,
He
excuse
said,
me.
"Oh, you made my Heather do that? I'm gonna give you this."
Yep.
Yep.
Drink an entire bottle of Pepto and enjoy your night.
Yeah, man, that's awful.
At least we know what to pack for next time.
Right.
We're going to be so over prepared. We also need to make sure our suitcase doesn't weigh too much from trying to be over prepared.
I gotta start writing stuff down,
That we want to
like
do.
food I
and
want
eat.
to try
I know.
and stuff I want to.
I keep saving stuff.
There's like
on-
alcoholic drinks now I want to try.
I know. There's so many things I keep saving on Instagram, and I'm like, I need to write these down because I'm never going to remember.
Mm-hmm.
At least if I write down the restaurant name and where
Yeah.
it is, I'll know to go there.
Right.
Because, like, Gideon's, I will want to
Yeah,
go.
we never even been in there.
No. Isn't it new?
Is it?
Pretty sure.
I thought it's been there in Disney Springs.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
feel like
know.
a bad Disney knower right now. Never gonna make it working for them.
I don't know, but I hope they do like like the live music and stuff by the time we go.
I'm hoping.
Because I'm hoping too, because a lot of people, like a lot of musicians and stuff, are touring during the fall.
Yeah.
So we'll go in the winter.
Yeah.
So hopefully by then,
I know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they don't cancel the Christmas party yet. They didn't already, did they?
no, that's too far away.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping.
No,
They
they're still
canceled
thinking about
Halloween, so that's
right.
why I was like, I don't want them to.
Well, that's fine for them because they're replacing it with the Boo Bash or whatever.
Yeah, I
Because they
guess.
also have the 50th anniversary starting at the same time.
I want
So they're like, oh, that's gonna be enough for people.
legit parades back. It's better to watch a full parade than stop every 20 minutes and watch a cavalcade of like 2 people.
Yeah, I mean it would be soon because Universal already has theirs back.
Yeah. And fireworks are back,
Right.
so
Disney's just taking everything slower is all.
which is fine. I don't care.
It's fine as long as
I
it
need
comes
the
back.
dining plan
like
back.
It is.
Everyone
It's
keeps
coming back.
asking about
I'm thinking September.
everyone keeps asking about Fast Pass, and I'm like, yay and nay. We don't really use Fast Pass, but it's
Yeah.
appreciated when other people do,
Mm-hmm.
because then our line seems to move. Because like, oh, let's take some Fast Pass, and then some.
Yeah, but they're saying that the lines are still gonna be still as long.
no,
Because the lines are still long right now, even
right.
with no Fast Pass.
That's what I'm saying. With Fast Pass, some of those half that line would be in the Fast Pass line,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
so it doesn't matter. They alternate them.
Right.
It would be moving faster.
Then I'd rather have a chance to get a Fast Pass one day.
Yeah.
Rather than waiting in a line for something.
Somebody put out this thing on TikTok about 5 ways to save money in Disney. And one of them was ditch magic bands. They have this app on your phone and you can do everything like checking in and everything right from your phone, checking into the park, doing this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Magic Band doesn't cost anything when you book a trip. And you can also save your Magic Band
Right.
from any previous trip
Right.
and use it for that one. So it's, I don't know. I was like, that's a really
And
dumb.
also, they're
that's
not
a
even
dumb
that
tip.
expensive.
It's like $10.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like,
what's
you're not saving money.
Yeah.
And then it said,
Bring your own snacks and only ask for water. I'm
It
like,
was-
look, I'm trying to have a vacation. I'm not trying to be so cheap.
Excuse me, can I have
I
a
understand
cup
it's
of
expensive.
water?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
I understand it's expensive.
Allow me to pull out my carrot sticks from my bag because I packed them.
Right.
Like, just embrace the vacation.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't got the money to spend, don't go. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. People who complain about the prices in places like that,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be there.
Exactly. It's not one of those places where like, oh, we're trying to save money and we do it cheaply, blah blah blah.
Well, it's like my mom's
Spend what
always
you wanna
my mom's
spend.
always like, "Oh, your dad and I save money because we share a meal," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're
That's
starving him.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can eat that
I
little,
could
but
never do
dad
that.
is starving
Right.
20 minutes later. Like you and I could not
you
share a
can't-
meal."
And especially walking around the park and you
No.
only had a half of something
Yeah,
because their meals aren't even that big.
no. Some of them are, but
It depends where you go, right?
right, and like the quick service meals and stuff, yeah, they're not fantastic for you. We
Yeah.
kept trying to find like healthier options because I was like, if I eat one more chicken nugget, I'm gonna go
Or French
nuts.
fry, right? Everything
Right.
comes with French fries.
Yep. I mean, but it's fine because on
Right.
certain days you're just like, whatever, I'm just gonna
Mhm.
eat this. But when it's super hot, you're like, can I get like some fruit and
Yeah.
something else?
Mhm.
Like, but there are places that have that stuff. But I just kind of like the option to just go and use my snack credit wherever I want.
Yeah.
Don't tell me to like save on snacks. Don't do so many snacks. Eat a bigger meal. Blah, 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 blah. That's not how it works. That's not how it works in my regular life.
Yeah.
I eat 6 times a day.
Yeah.
I don't eat 3 times a day and say I'm good.
Right.
I drink water all day. I don't
Mhm.
have, a cup here and there when I have time.
Right.
That's just not how the world works.
Right.
So Disney World's not going to be that way either. That was one of the downfalls actually for us because of the way we eat going to Disney World and trying to keep up with how our bodies are used to a schedule
Yeah.
because we're booking a lunch, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We had to find larger snacks to fit in between
Yeah.
because we're used to that.
Yeah.
We're used to small meals, not these ginormous things.
Yeah.
And I
am doing everything I can to try not to pass out or have seizures.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to make sure I'm eating, I'm keeping my blood sugar level right, and I'm
Well,
keeping
also
hydrated.
the thing that allowed us to not eat as much was when we drank like the Starbucks coffees,
Yes.
and that's why I wanted you to eat and drink a water before you had that,
Yes.
rather than just do that, because then you're gonna go longer without eating, go longer without drinking anything, and your body's just gonna be dehydrated.
Well, now I'm like having this weird thing with caffeine where I can't have it. I'm getting like shaky and off, and I've never had a caffeine intolerance in my life. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 10.
Yeah.
I've never had this.
Well, it's something to do with your seizures, because your seizures are changing.
I don't want to be intolerant to caffeine. I love coffee so much.
Why though?
Because it
That's a
tastes
problem.
so good.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Shut
It's
up.
it's a drink.
Just because you drink that burnt crap that comes out of our Keurig does not mean that.
I could stop drinking it though.
Yeah.
I don't have to drink it.
I can't. I like it.
My only problem is Diet Coke.
Yeah. I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I could stop soda anytime I want.
Yeah, but for me it's like that candy. It's like that dessert,
Well, that's what
because I don't get that throughout the week. I
that's
don't
what that
get
diet
little
root beer has become for me. It's like, oh, dessert.
right.
But I don't know. Caffeine has like that's always been my morning thing, and now I don't know if I'm not taking in enough food with it, if
Mhm.
that's the problem. Because I feel like it's only been certain days, but it's been more frequent lately, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I could drink a coffee at 6 p.m. and still go to bed. I'm not used to this feeling, and I don't like it. I want to know why I'm suddenly intolerant to caffeine, unless I need a much bigger breakfast to go with the caffeine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering if I had my protein pancake or my eggs and toast or whatever, as compared to like my fruit
Right.
breakfast.
Have it after you already have a meal in you or something like that. It might be different. It's just like, or even drink a water before you have it.
I know, I tried to. I drank most of my water before I had caffeine.
Because it's like when I drink my pre-workout in the morning, it's 400 milligrams of caffeine. And I've been feeling like I get like these tiny little headaches. So I'm like, oh, maybe
Too
this isn't
much
good.
caffeine.
I know, I think I have too much. Because then I also had coffee today.
That's an awful
And then
thing
I
to
had-
do to your body.
And then I have the Rescue C, which I think has a little bit of caffeine. I think it's more B vitamins.
Oh, that's the other thing.
What?
I just switched B vitamins. I'm taking a different brand.
Yeah, that could be it.
Oh, I don't want it. Let me get another one.
I don't know. That might be it.
I mean, it's all supposed to be the same, but maybe it's not.
I don't know. I might have to look at it.
Cause I've been taking the same one
Mm-hmm.
for a few years.
Right.
The CVS or the Walgreens brand. I switched to Nature's Bounty because it was all they had at Acme.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too much. It is a much bigger pill, that's for sure. Maybe that's the problem. Might be 12.
How many milligrams is it?
It's 1,000 micrograms. Which is
Micrograms.
the same as I was taking,
Okay.
which you told me is probably the same. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I don't see why it would be any different, which is weird.
But that's the only thing that's changed in the last month.
Hmm.
That I suddenly can't handle caffeine.
Not sure.
I will ditch that B vitamin if I have to.
Yeah, but go back to the old one.
Yeah.
I would still be taking it. It's just a matter of finding what works for you.
The only reason she had me on it was to keep me from being tired.
Well, yeah.
I'm still tired. She
Well, because it's not your body's natural thing that's making you tired. I think it's your medications.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She gave me this
Right.
vitamin saying, like, this will help with tiredness. I'm like, I've gone my whole
Yeah, but if you're a regular person, yeah,
I'm not
that aren't on
regular.
medications, yeah.
That all the first
And
side
that's
effect is.
that's what I'm thinking about doctors is like they just throw a pill at something. Here,
I knew she threw vitamin D at me because I was deficient.
of course you need that.
I
right?
wasn't deficient in my B vitamins, though.
Right. And I understand why she thought it would help, but
I'm
if it's your
curious if I
medication,
were to, like,
if it's a side effect of your medications, And I think anything you really do isn't really going to help.
I'm curious if I were to just kind of cut B12 out for a little while, see what would happen.
I don't
Not
know.
just for the caffeine thing, but seeing if it's
Actually, that.
Maybe you could be having too much B12. I don't know. But if you were taking it before, I don't think that's the case. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Thank y'all for watching on YouTube, listening to wherever you're listening to. Remember to leave a review, like and subscribe on YouTube, and just keep checking us out. Keep showing us support and showing us love. And we thank you. And this is the Strong Tower Podcast. We're out.